public speaking and the author of the success book, I Am Gräter. Known globally as the Inspirator, he's helped leaders and organizations across the globe rethink how they lead, live, and connect. He's interviewed over 400 celebrities, including Michelle Obama, Alicia Keys, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, uncovering their secrets to success and resilience. Please welcome all the way from Germany. Give it up for Mr. Norman Gräter, the Inspirator.
Thank you very much. When Les Brown spoke about Walt Disney this morning, I was reminded of a rainy day. And it was yesterday. Because my wife Anke and our friends Lucy and Nikki went to Magic Kingdom together on that rainy day. And if you have ever been at Magic Kingdom, there's a statue of Walt Disney holding hands with Mickey Mouse. And as we were standing there, I was looking at Walt Disney, and right in front of the statue was a little baby crawling. And I followed the baby crawling in front of Walt Disney. And the little baby reminded me of something. It reminded me of all of us. We all started out like this, right? Being able just to crawl, knowing nothing, doing nothing, just crawling around. And I looked from the baby to Walt Disney and back, and I looked around, and I saw many, many people. And the one question that came to my mind, why are we not all Walt Disneys? Where did we go sideways? So many of us. Where did we go sideways? And we did not live our greatness. And if you want to know where I went sideways, a couple years ago, this is me. Back when I went to school, first day of school, and I liked school back then. But as so often, the turn to the side came really unexpected. It came on a Thursday morning, 11:30, beautiful sunny day in Germany. And my teacher was standing next to me, looking down, as a teacher usually does. And he just said one sentence, and this sentence should change my life for the next 32 years. Because he looked down and said, Norman, you're a retard. How? You're a retard. And you know, back then, he was my teacher, authority. I believed him. Just believed him. So school and I were not big friends, and I wanted to get out of school as soon as I could. But I mean, who would hire a very unsuccessful student in school? My grades were down. My life was miserable. And the only reason why I got a job was because my father was a manager in a big corporation, and he got me a job. And what sounds like a very good thing ended up as the worst thing that could ever happen. Because for the next couple of years being there, I had a feeling, I don't say it's the truth, it was just a feeling, but my feeling, that I was kind of accepted, but I did not belong. And some of you know exactly what I mean. And to make things worse, if you have the feeling that you don't belong, something else very unfortunate happens. Because as you can see on the picture, I was always smiling. But are you interested how it looked deep within? Because to be honest, the smile was just on the outside. On the inside it looked totally different. I meet so many people around the globe They have a beautiful smile, beautiful dress, beautiful suit. But inside, something is broken and thrown to the side of the street. My life continued like that until I decided this has to stop. So I went to a seminar, thought from Germany what could be a good spot to go. I flew to Hawaii, to Maui, to attend a seminar by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And Dr. Dyer had a guest speaker. And the guest speaker, her name was Mary. And interestingly, Mary had a near-death experience. And where it came from, when you're dead, you're dead. So I found her story very interesting, so I approached her afterwards to buy her book and went over to get it signed. And this elderly lady was standing with her bag turned to me. I approached her and said, "Excuse me, Mary, would you sign my book?" And this elderly, formerly dead person just turned around and she looked at me. And she looked at me in a way that nobody ever in my life looked at me before. I could have asked what she saw, but I mean, my inside, broken as I was scared. So I went back and I sat down. You know that from your own life, sometimes you have an opportunity to grow, to learn something, but you choose to sit back down and wait a little longer. So for the next hour, I could only think about one thing. What did she see? So in the next break, I approached her again. Said, "Excuse me, Mary. You looked very interestingly at me earlier in the other break. Is there something you saw in me that I don't know yet?" And she gave me a big smile and she said, Yes, I saw something. And believe me, in this very moment I thought she would say, "Norman, you're the next George Clooney." I have no idea where this came from, but this was in my mind. And the thing she said was so far away from George Clooney that I have to prepare you for that, because she gave me a big smile and said, "I saw God in you." Excuse me? Huh? She said, no, don't get me wrong, I don't mean this elderly gentleman with the long beard, the white coat, and the wooden stick. But I mean this perfect creation that could be everything, do everything and be everything that he wants to be, if and only if he decides to believe in himself. I went back to my seat. And I thought about that. I thought about what she said. I thought, if an elderly, formerly dead person that I never met before believes in me, can I start to believe a little bit in myself? And that's what I did. I went back home and I changed many things that my former wonderful speaker colleagues told me already. Changed my whole life. And as of now, from The Broken Child, this is the script of a Hollywood movie about my life story. And this is just the beginning. What? Yes, there will be a movie out about my life. And the story, how I came from this side to that side, you can, if you're interested, read in my book, I Am Gräter. But I want to use the time today to share something with you that's not in the book, but that's in the movie. Oh, you get a preview. And it has to do with my beautiful blue glasses. Because the main thing that I had to learn on the way from transitioning from zero to hero was actually guided, I want to say, by a gentleman we probably all know, and his name is Alfred Hitchcock, I want to say. No, Albert Einstein. Close, but different. So Albert Einstein, can mix up stuff. The law of relativity. Who remembers the law of relativity? Yeah, thank you. Nobody? E equals mc squared. I never understood that. But the thing that I understood when Einstein was asked back then, while he was still alive, is that there's A, B, C. Is B in the middle big or small? And Einstein's answer was B is. And back then he said B is relative, but as relative is a word that I don't understand, and you probably also have no clue what relative means. Let's just leave it up. So we put in his mouth and said B is. And the other people said, big or small, what is it? And he said, no, B is. B is what? Big or small? And he said, it's neither. Because if you look from A towards B, B appears very big. But if you watch and look from C to B, B appears very small. So it's not big or small, it just is. That the teacher called me retarded, just was. That your life is as it is right now, it just is. It's neither good nor bad. It's from which angle and perspective are you looking at it. And that's the reason why I'm wearing those beautiful blue glasses, because I believe that every person on this planet is wearing a pair of glasses. And Kat, I'm very sorry, now that's the part about the red glasses. Because, right here, because she's wearing a beautiful pair of red glasses, and I thought, oh, I'm so sorry. It's just my choice of color, so forget about the color. But most people I meet are wearing red glasses, just my choice of color. And this means it's not just red glasses, something is written up front. And let's write something very German, Angst and fear. Hello. I'm looking at a room with, I don't know, 500 people, and they're full of angst and fear, and I feel very uncomfortable up here. Reality check, are you full of angst and fear? No? Yes! Everyone, each and every one. I can see it. And if I could read your mind, you would say, Norman, just clean your glasses, right? It's not how I feel, how I am. It's written on your glasses. It's your problem, not my problem. But what if I would have woken up with a different pair of glasses? And in my case, the blue glasses. And let's write something totally different on the blue glasses. Joy and fun. Still stuck with the Alfred Hitchcock. Joy and fun. And now I look at the same people, 500 people, and they're all full of joy and fun. Reality check. I keep the glasses on for a little longer. Did you get the idea? If you're between fear or joy, it actually has nothing to do with how I see you, right? So the world is not good or bad, it's how you see the world. And that's the reason why I wear those beautiful blue glasses, because they show me every day that it's my choice. It's always what I compare it with. And I want to close my little talk with a story that I heard many, many years ago, and it really touched my heart. Because there was, many years ago, a young guy, and he loved jogging. His issue was, he had some issues with his knees. So whenever he would run, after a couple of meters, his knee would just collapse, and he would go down, get back up, dust the dirt off, and continue. And what he loved more than anything else was, like I said, jogging and running. So every day he went out with healthy runners and people. And it was always working the same way. They all went off. The healthy people, the successful people went ahead. And he followed in his speed. But again, after a couple of meters, he collapsed. And he got up, dusted him off, continued, and collapsed again. And this continued, meter after meter. So while all the healthy and successful runners were already over the finish line, they saw him struggling his way through. So they decided, how about we run another round? And we cheer him up. We follow him, and we cheer him up from the back. So they all decided to do that. They started all over again and followed this young guy. and they approached him from the back and shouted, "You can do it! I believe in you! You're strong! The greatness is within you! You have so much power!" And after a while, they all ended up over the finish line. There was a big celebration. There was an elderly lady waiting on the side. She approached this young guy and said, "May I ask you a question?" "Sure." "Why do you keep running with those healthy and successful people?" "Because you will never be able to win this race." And he smiled and said, "You know, I am not here to win the race. I am here because I love running. And I love to be better every day, just a little bit. And looking at the others just gives me the strength and power I need to continue." And the message I want to leave you with is, even though you might be broken on the inside and thrown to the curbs, if you believe more in yourself every day a little more, and you run the race called life because you want to become better every day, step by step, your inside will be healed again. And if you doubt that, I invite you to get a lucky ticket at my booth in the back and scratch open the golden field, because it will reveal to you what you're all about. And if you want to continue reading my story, you get the Florida edition of the blue glasses, because I know we all have relatives that need some blue glasses, and you get the Florida edition. My friends, whatever you do, keep shining, and thank you very much for your lifetime, because what you give all of us today is the most precious